Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing so well. I feel like it's been a while since I have done kind of a casual video and like a vlog style video, and I really miss it. I really do. But I wanted to just kind of sit down with you guys today and talk about not only just some random updates, but also tell you guys some ways I've recently gotten some new graphic design clients and things I have never really mentioned before, but I wanted to share some of my insight in terms of getting really high paying graphic design clients and clients that I really want to work with. So let's hop into the video. All right, I was going to get myself all put together, put makeup on, but keeping it real, it's the weekend and I just don't really feel like putting makeup on. I also wanted to just share some other random updates that kind of tie into the graphic design client conversation. So I have been so busy, and I think that part of the reason for that has to do with the reasons I'm about to tell you right now. But I am a big believer in connections, and this is something I didn't realize is a huge value to me, but I definitely have realized that lately, that I thrive off of connections with people, and I really value friendships and family and being around other people. I really feel like that helps you grow as a person, and it kind of just puts your own mind into perspective in terms of who you are, how you show up, and what you bring to the table kind of. But part of that is I felt like I wanted to get a little side job, and I know I kind of mentioned here and there that I saw that the wine thing was hiring, but that wasn't really what I wanted or needed, and I actually ended up stopping that because I was still just in my own world, didn't really have any coworkers to talk to, and I just felt like it wasn't a good fit for me. But I recently got a side job just twice a week from 6:30 to 12 on Wednesdays and Thursdays as a barista, and I felt like not only is this a perfect way for me to just get out the house for a few days of the week, but make connections with people. And I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like as graphic designers and as a content creator, I guess, I'm always alone and I'm always at home alone, and it really started to affect my anxiety, and I started to become an introvert, even though I've never considered myself really an introvert. I've always been able and willing to talk to people, and I love that, and I love doing that. But I just feel like the more I was alone and the more I was just to myself, the more I was starting to I felt like I just didn't know myself anymore. I don't know, that sounds deep and weird, but I really was noticing that. And another thing is, I have recently just really started to despise social media, and I feel like I sort of go through phases with this, and it's really hard, especially, and I'm sure you guys can relate, having social media as your career, or at least sharing your work on social media, and that's where you're getting clients. It's not something you can just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going off the grid. Because if I were to do that, I would probably not get as many clients, and I'd probably reach some slow seasons, and that's just not something I can do right now. But yeah, I've recently just become very aware to the fact that there's so much information around us, and just so much. It's constant consumption, whether it's just driving and seeing signage everywhere, or hearing the radio blasting, or getting on your phone and seeing a bunch of ads and people and everyone just trying to feel valued. And I was feeling very overwhelmed by it recently, and I think I just didn't set boundaries for myself in terms of when to look at my phone, when to look at YouTube, when to look at all these different things. And I feel like that really has to do with why I kind of didn't post last weekend. And I really have started to notice it affects so much of our life. I don't know where this video is going, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys a random update in terms of how I'm thinking, and I wanted to share this in a vlog, but I didn't vlog all week, so I wanted to share it. But I feel like I really want to make it a point moving forward to be more aware of this and setting boundaries in terms of like what it is I'm consuming, and making sure I'm consuming things that are really going to help me grow. But I did get a job, just not even for the money, just to get out there, make connections, and really put myself out there more. And I feel like if you are anything like me and you're relating to this, it has been amazing so far. I just started last week, but it is actually helping me get new graphic design clients. And I know it's going to help in that area because everyone I'm working with, we all talk about like what we do, what our main job is, and that alone, making connections and putting yourself out there is going to help you get graphic design clients, because I've had some people come through and you can even hear conversations being had about websites, and just it's everywhere. Everyone needs graphic design. Everyone needs a website. But how are you going to know that someone random that's having a meeting with somebody needs a website unless you put yourself out there? So that's definitely something that I'm proud of myself for doing recently, and I just feel like it's great for me to not be sitting at a computer 24/7 Monday through Sunday, because that can really be draining. And it like definitely was starting to affect me just mentally and even just like physically. I feel like it's not good for your eyes to look at a screen all the time. So I'm really excited to just be out the house and connect with more people, like I said. But that's kind of a random life update, kind of a random rant, but I really just wanted to talk about it because I want to make it a point as well with my content to always be something that not only makes your day better, but just makes you feel more positive, makes you feel motivated. It also just teaches and adds value, because that's something that I'm going to be more aware of moving forward, especially just with having all of these different apps, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like there's so much. And I think we all have to be honest with ourselves that it's never going to slow down. It's never going to stop. There's going to be new apps arising. There's going to be new features arising. And you just have to sit with yourself and set these boundaries. And for me, I felt like stepping away from all technology for a few days out of the week is going to be so good for me. And it's probably going to help me grow in the long run. So with that said, I wanted to share a few things of how I've been getting graphic design clients and some different things that maybe you guys can try as well. So right now I have a really big website design client, and how I got them is kind of an interesting story, because I'm sure you guys remember me. End of last year, I was freaking out whether or not to take my graphic design business full time or to work somewhere and continue to save and then take the leap. I decided to take the leap, and I decided to turn down a really good paying job, a really awesome job that probably sounded like a dream job to some people, but I decided to say no to it, because for me, having a balanced life and doing something I love was way more important than I'm gonna get a higher paycheck. Just for me, and this is like something I've realized, my values just are really connections and being happy and just living a really balanced life. And I said no to that job, but it's crazy, and this is something I wanted to share with you guys. This is how I got this high-paying client. I showed up to that job interview with a really awesome graphic design portfolio. I had it spread out, and that's something I wanted to show you guys. It's actually not even designed very well, but I feel like I showcased a lot of my work in very unique ways. So I wanted to show you guys that, and also just share with you how I received this client later on, because they wanted to hire me full-time. I said no to the position, and then they called me like probably 2 weeks later and asked me if they could contract me out to design the website. So if you have the ability to go on your computer and look at any jobs that are hiring right now for graphic design or website design positions, definitely apply to them and really show up prepared to show them your work and how experienced and skilled you are, because you never know what it can turn into. They might think that they need a full-time web designer, but in reality, they don't realize that the website design could take just a solid 2 months of building it, and then you could just be a contracted website maintenance person after that. So you really have to learn how to kind of sell yourself in that area and just show up and kind of guide them and be like, this is my process and I know I can help you, and definitely have a really solid portfolio. But the second you make like a face-to-face connection with someone, the easier it is to somehow work with them later on. And that's something I really want to share with you guys, because I feel like nowadays, like, you can post on social media, you can do all that, and you can be consistent there, and it is important to do that. But having those face-to-face connections is like nothing else. And that's why I wanted to share what I just said in the beginning, because I think that's something that people are looking past now, and that can really kind of set you apart from other designers. But yeah, I looked online. I was looking at different positions. I applied to so many. There was like breweries that were hiring graphic designers. There was so many things. I ended up getting this position that I'm talking to you guys about. It was a plant nursery, and we just really aligned in terms of not only my style, but just personality wise. They're a family run business, and I felt like I made them feel comfortable, that I'm not afraid to work with like family. And yeah, I really just wanted to share that, because there's probably so many positions online and they just don't know to go look on Instagram and go find a graphic designer there, because not everyone's going to go looking there. And a lot of times those family-owned businesses that might have the capacity to pay you a lot of money for a really awesome website, a lot of times they're not living on social media. So I think that just putting yourself out there on like websites like Indeed or even like Google Jobs, you can find a lot through there, and making it a point to show up face to face for those interviews and seeing where it goes. Because I think it can scare you away thinking that you're going to be full-time, and they might think that you're wanting to do this full-time, but like I said, the conversation can be led to something that would turn into just you being their contracted graphic designer. Before I show you guys the graphic design portfolio that I emailed them and showed up with, I wanted to give you guys another tip for how to get graphic design clients, and that is applying to things like marketing agencies. There's so many marketing agencies that have a really good like house and structure for their business, and they're getting like really high paying clients. And a lot of times these marketing agencies need graphic designers and they want to contract that work out. Granted, you won't be under your business when they hire you. You'll technically be under their marketing agency business, but that could be a win-win if you aren't really wanting to communicate with the client. If that's part of the business you don't really love doing, then this might be a perfect fit for you. And I feel like that's not something people talk about a lot, that there's marketing agencies out there that need graphic designers. And a lot of times you can still work from home. You're not going to be full-time, and you get to work with some awesome clients that you might not have worked with before. And that's actually what I did. And I feel like I've never really touched on this, but I didn't realize this is actually what helped me get to where I am. I worked for a marketing agency at the very beginning, and that is what showed me my style. And that's what showed me what I like to do in the graphic design world. And just working there really opened the doors for so many things for me. And I feel like if you're at a place where you're not sure your niche, you're not sure what your expertise is, look into working for one of those agencies. I feel like it can really guide you down the path that you want to end up in. And I'm very thankful that I did that right out of college. I actually started working at the agency when I was a senior in college. I was like balancing the two, and I'm so glad I took that step. And if I could share that with anyone that's in college right now, do that, because those marketing agencies, they not only need project managers, they need graphic designers, they need website designers, they need Google Ads experts, and they need so many different positions filled. So it kind of will let you dabble in different areas so you can really understand what it is that you're good at and what you like to do. So I did want to share that as well. But let's head on over. I wanted to show you guys what it is I had sent them. Okay, so I just found it. If I were to redo this, I would do it completely different. But like I said, I applied to these jobs with the thought that it's not going to turn into anything. I don't really want to work full-time anywhere else but for myself, but let's give it a shot. But this is what I had sent them. It looks a little blurry because this is a smaller file size, but I gave them a bunch of different projects I had done. So I showed them like plant companies I designed for, lash companies I designed for, so many different things. I showed them this tactical thing with apparel designs. I showed them that I can do photography. I showed them like a little bit of a Greek style one, the website for that, the meal prep company. So there was definitely more added to this, but this is kind of just a general little view into what I showed them. And I really emphasized the fact that I love designing. I love designing, and I really made that clear. So even though it was a website design position, they were still interested in me because I think I showed them that I have that eye to create something aesthetic, and that was what they really needed. So yeah, if I could give you advice, it would be, if you're going to apply to those jobs, make sure you have something like this set up to show them that you know how to make things look pretty, because that really, really helped me. And yeah, I'm very, very glad I did that, because they had it printed out when I showed up for the interview. They had it printed out on their desk, and they were ready to talk about those projects I worked on. So yeah, definitely make sure you have a portfolio set up so that you can show up prepared for those types of things. But those are just some random different ways that I have gotten clients recently, and I have been so busy. I'm so grateful. I've just been like really, I guess, like kind of emotional lately. I've been like really in my feelings and just thinking about like what it is I want to get out of this year. And now that I've really taken the leap to find a balance in my life and do the things that make me happy, I've been really just like thinking to myself, like, what is it this year that I'm going to look back on and just be so happy and so proud. And, you know, I just really want to feel connected with myself. And I feel like I really wanted to share that whole thing about social media, because it makes me kind of sad to see that our society nowadays like doesn't even feel the need to ask each other like, how are we really doing? Because we're seeing each other on social media doing really well, but in reality, like, we should still be asking each other those questions and connecting face to face, because like everyone says, it's a highlight reel on social media, and we're not really connecting on those levels that we used to connect on. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting so deep in this video, but I wanted to just kind of talk and have a conversation about all that and do a little life update and share some graphic design little tips. And yeah, I'm deep in work on my WordPress course. I've been so busy with that too. That's another reason I haven't really been wanting to vlog, because I'm filming for that as well. So I've just been so busy, but I miss you guys. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. And yeah, I love YouTube. I love the community we have on here. And I hope you guys are well. So anyway, I am going to close the video out here, and I actually started filming my wine and design for this week, which is going to be a logo design, showing you guys that. And please let me know if there's any type of content that you want me to film, because I'm going to start planning for March. So please let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are doing great, and I will see you guys in my next one.